These are photographs of a scene that was eventually created into a 3D animation. We have the signals at the particular intersection. Some features that the client wanted in the scene, such as a sign here. Generally, scenes that will result in an animation are completed in 3D. This is a view of the intersection that you saw the photographs of. With a click of a button, I can render the scene. The signs, the signals were all built using Forensic CAD. The vehicles were imported from an outside source. That's one of the capabilities of the software. You don't have to settle for the symbols that come in a limited library. With this program, you have the option of building these yourself. The program allows for 3D modeling, as you see here. Here's some other examples of the 3D modeling capabilities of the software. You saw the truck earlier in the evidence recorder demonstration, and later when I brought it into the Forensic CAD screen. This was built using the tools of Forensic CAD. The truck and the tree chipper are not symbols that existed, but had to be created. The motorcycle came from an outside source. It required some modification to add a rider to it and the windshield on it. The poles, the pump that you see in the background, those were all things that the client wanted in this particular scene. Again, drawn with the Forensic CAD. This is an outdoor scene in a business district. The drawing is surfaced, not yet rendered. We'll render it here and take a look at the models that were created with Forensic CAD. The building, the signals, the garbage truck were all created with Forensic CAD, as was a roadway. The trees came from an outside source, as did the Mitsubishi Eclipse. If you can visualize it, you can build it. If you get measurements for the entity, you can create it in Forensic CAD, build it as a model, save it for future use. CAPTUR is the animation program by MapScenes. It allows for a full 2D or 3D animations. You have a variety of tools that will assist you in building the animation. Static or animated cameras that allow for different views. And we'll see examples of that follow. This is an animation created with MapScenes Capture. The animated cameras start out wide and follow the vehicles to the point of impact. I can switch cameras with a click of a button and get a front view from the police vehicle. Click of a button and a view from another position, again with the animated cameras following the vehicles in to the point of impact. I can position the drawing to allow for all different views. Lock it in using the playback current view. I could play the animation from this point, or I could use a slider bar to move the vehicles to a particular time within the animation. This is another animation created with Capture. We'll see the animated cameras following the vehicles along with different views. The guardrail, the light poles, the signs were all created within MapScenes using the modeling features. If you're using a scanner, you're going to need a software package that will allow you to produce a 2D or 3D diagram or an animation from the scanner data. PointCloud is the only forensic package able to handle data from scanners. The PointCloud software includes forensic CAD and capture. Some of the additional features are listed below, and I'll demonstrate them as well. Here's a set of photographs from a homicide scene in which the data was captured with a laser scanner. And I'll walk you through how to create a 2D drawing from the data. This is a 2D drawing of the scene, of the photos that we just viewed. It was created from the PointCloud. You can see the body outline here. The evidence marker is numbered. The line work for the parking lot stalls, the vehicles and tag numbers. The vehicles came from the symbols library. The blue line represents the roof outline, as if you were looking from the top down or a bird's eye view. And the black lines are the outline of the building itself. I'm going to turn on the PointCloud data. This particular scene here is 33 million points. It was scanned at night, and the colors from scanner are a little bit hard to see. I can switch this into a high intensity grayscale, reload the point data. You see that it's a little bit easier to see the level of detail. What I'm going to do is zoom in. It becomes a bit more pixelated here, so I can force the data to reload the PointCloud. You'll see that feature here in a moment. I can rotate the drawing in 3D to visualize it, use the pan features, and when I get it to a view that I want, I can force the PointCloud to reload, and it's going to refresh the screen. Detail will come a little bit clearer. I also have the option of looking at it with the color map rainbow. It'll make some of the features stand out. This is typically the view that you see in photographs for magazines, advertisements of the PointCloud. You can see the area that is not as clear. Again, zoom to a particular area, force the PointCloud to reload, and it'll refresh the drawing screen. If I want to get a better view of some of the features, such as the body, zoom to a view, force the PointCloud to reload, and it'll become a bit clearer. These are some of the toolbars that are available to make drawing easier for you. In this case here, we're producing a 2D drawing. I want to draw on a top-down view, and I want to define a reference plane, which will place all the line work at one level. I'm going to set my plane parallel to the XY axis, define the plane by 3 points on the parking lot ground, turn on the grid, inspect it. These features here allow me to size the grid by width and height, as well as the size of each cell. And I can save this particular plane. In this case here, it's called parking lot ground. If I were to do some drawing on it today and return to it later and want to do some more drawing, rather than redefine a plane, I can save it and load it up and continue drawing. This feature here locks it in a top-down view. Turn the grid off. I no longer need it. My snap features, much like in drawing, allow me to snap to a point only on the plane or a point projected. And in this case here, I want all of my line work on one level, so I'm going to use on plane. I'm going to zoom in, start to draw the parking lot lines with just a 2-point line segment here. I can draw in a permanent or in a temporary mode. And by temporary mode, I mean that I can draw some lines in. I can turn off the PointCloud, inspect my line work, and do some editing if needed. And if I'm happy with it, accept it. And it will send it over to the CAD screen. I've chosen to put my line work in red while I draw. I'm going to reload the line work now that has been accepted. And you can see in red as it projects onto the PointCloud. This program works best if you have two drawing screens. You can certainly draw with one screen, but with two screens you could have the PointCloud data up and be drawing and visualizing it as it appears on the CAD screen. Here I'm doing an outline of the vehicle. This will allow me to place the vehicles in their respective locations. Just some simple line work that shows me where to place it. Toggle off the PointCloud, inspect my work, accept it, go over to the CAD screen, and for the vehicle outlines I've chosen to put them in this green color here, which shows up well on the PointCloud. Turn the PointCloud back on, reload my current drawing from the CAD screen, and there it is. So you'd continue in this manner, drawing the crime scene. Here's an example of the completed crime scene, again with the line work in red so that you can visualize it. Toggle off the PointCloud to see if everything's where you want it to be. Here's my vehicle outlines. Reload the PointCloud, and you can see that they are fairly accurate as to where they were placed. And if not, you can move them around and adjust them in the CAD screen. Once I'm done, I can switch my line work back to a color that looks good when I get ready to print it. Here's the evidence markers placed in the location where they were on the PointCloud, and again, the outline of the body. So drawing within the PointCloud is as basic as identifying what it is that you want and tracing over it, inspecting the work on the CAD screen, making any modifications or adjustments to the drawing, and then saving your work. I'm going to demonstrate the features of the profile slice available in the PointCloud software. I've got a bus that I scanned. I need to create a 3D model from this. Earlier you saw an example where the data was captured with a total station using evidence recorder. Here we're going to be doing the same thing using a PointCloud. So I'm going to select the cutting plane toolbox. I've got two options available here. Profile slice is what I'm going to be using. I've set these slices up ahead of time to expedite the demonstration here. But I've got a plane that I defined horizontally. This interval here will tell me how far the slice will move up and down as I toggle these keys. Again, my options are forward and backward, which in this case are up and down.